Hello and welcome to day 5 of the March of the Madness 7-Day Reset Challenge, brought to you by Rewire, Renew, Inspire Coaching and Consulting, LLC. I am your host and coach, Nicole Vachon Dean. All right, today is about focus. So it's very important that we focus today. You'll notice that I am not on screen. You only have my voice because I really want us to hone in on what it is to be focused today. And so before we get started, we want to take a moment just to pause and be present in this moment today to focus on what is important while you are still with me on day 5 for this reset challenge. I want you to show some gratitude if you're in the mood for that today. This is day 5, so I would love for you to take a moment and list 5 things that you are grateful for. 5 things that you are grateful for today. It can be 5 new things, or if you want, you can add 1 thing to your list of 4. There's no wrong way to do this. The goal is just to help you find different ways to settle and be present in each moment that you are focusing on your day. Now, take a moment to get coffee, tea, close the door, turn off the phone, let people know that you are busy and you cannot be bothered. Boundaries, remember? And just be still. Now, to recap from yesterday or day 4, I'm really hopeful that you are going in order. But if you're not, that's okay, meaning consecutive order. But if today is your day 5 and you've been gone for a few days, that's okay. Welcome back. But I wanted to recap where we've been so far over the course of our journey. Day 1, we talked about awareness and just the importance of knowing where you are and why is there a need for you to reset. Day 2, priorities. What is most important to you? What are things that you can do daily to be successful and set those things as priorities to get to the goals and aspirations that you've set for yourself? We did lists of priorities. You should have 10 by now that are your top things that you're focusing on. And we talked about the 20-80 rule, that if you focus on 20% of your priorities, you'll get 80% accomplished, that top 2 of your list. Day 3, we talked about energy. What are you bringing to the table? What kind of energy? Mental, physical energy, influential energy when you walk into a room. And what are you taking in from others and what are you giving out? Are you mirroring positive energy? Are you mirroring challenges, negativity, frustration? And take a look at that. And then day 4, we talked about boundaries, what is okay and what is not okay to receive from others, whether it's how they speak to you, actually coming into your personal space, or just what people expect of you, and being able to allow no to be something that you're comfortable saying when necessary. Knowing when to say no, knowing your purpose, knowing your intention, your goals, your priorities, all those help set up your boundaries and your ability to comfortably and honestly and lovingly share when someone is invading or crossing a boundary, or just letting them know what your boundary is. So that's where we've been the past 4 days, and now we are on day 5, focus. Our challenge statement for today. First, I want you to think this concept of eliminate distraction patterns, because lack of focus tends to be about not managing your distractions. So if we're able to eliminate the patterns of distraction, that's going to help to improve our overall focus. There is no success without sacrifice. Now, that is a quote from John Maxwell that I've shared with you, is an expert on leadership, author, coach, and I am a student of his teachings. And one of the things he talks about are the 21 laws of irrefutable, the 21 irrefutable laws of leadership. Sorry about that. And one of those laws is the law of sacrifice, that you have to give up something to get something. So give up to go up. And being able to understand that there's no success without sacrifice lends itself to distractions and being able to sacrifice those things that pull you away from focus. And so I think it's really important to call out that there is no success without sacrifice, and that would include the sacrifice of those things that tend to distract you from your focus. Now, this is really straight and to the point, but think about how often you start something and are easily pulled away from that. When we talked about priorities, we talked about how you may have the top two, but choose to do the bottom eight. And a lot of times those bottom eight could be considered a distraction. Maybe, like I said, cleaning the kitchen instead of working on the project, or folding laundry, or taking a walk, or working out. All these things that may be great, but they are not the priority. And they can become a distraction from the thing that you should be doing or need to be doing. And so be mindful of that and think about those types of things that continue to pull you away from your progress, whether it's an individual or people or friends. If you remember that wellness wheel kind of that we talked about, the 7 dimensions, is it your social calendar? Is it just the environment that you're in is very loud? Is there construction around? Are there airplanes? Like, what are the things that pull you away? When we look at spiritual and mental and physical, all these things, they can all be good. But if they are not part of the priority at that time, they too can be a distraction. Your telephone, your cell phone, because some people do still have landlines, but that cell phone is no longer just a telephone. It is a complete mini computer with many distractions in it. The television, movies, streaming, you can binge watch instead of one show, and that can pull you away. You say, hey, I'm just going to take a break and watch one episode of this great show on this streaming service. And the next thing you know, you're binge watching. You've watched 10 shows and you haven't done anything that you had set out to do that day. Sound familiar? Well, let's get into the challenge question so you can work on being more focused as you walk away from today's session. Consider how well you manage your time. How well do you manage your time? When you say you're going to do something for an hour, do you do that? When you say you're going to stop doing something at the end of the hour, do you do that? If you say you're going to be somewhere, are you arriving on time? Like, how are you managing your time to ensure that your focus is on the things that you intend for them to be focused on that day or in that moment? When do you find yourself indulging in unhealthy, distracting habits? Is it when you're stressed, tired, angry, lonely, unsure, uncertain, exhausted? What triggers that distracting habit? What triggers the things that you'll say, never mind? Is it lack of energy, lack of motivation? What is the thing that you find that you do that's unhealthy, that distracts you from your success? Is it saying yes to everything? Not having the boundaries, and therefore other people's needs become a distraction. And lastly, consider this. How have you set yourself up to encounter distractions? How have you set yourself up to encounter distractions? That goes back to how well do you manage your time? If your intention is to focus on your project for an hour, where are you working on your project? Who is around you? What other things are happening inside or outside of your environment that could potentially be a distraction? Did you invite your friends over but plan to work in your office and they're going to stay outside and hang out till you get done? What are things that you know that you may have done, or maybe you didn't notice it and you want to reflect on it, that you've done to set yourself up to encounter distractions, therefore losing your focus? All right. So remember, this takes some work. So this is going to take a little time. You're going to probably need to go through it and really think about it, which leads us to our call to action. Reflect on today's session points and identify your distraction pattern. I know that I many times will plan to leave my house at a certain time. And that, that goes into the time management in point 3. But you'll say, okay, I got to be somewhere at this time. I'm going to leave, 20 minutes before, and I'll be good to go. And then you get ready. I'm really talking about me. Then I get ready, and I'm ready like so much earlier than I thought I would be. And rather than just leave and be even earlier to my engagement or my responsibility, I will then allow something to distract me, like, oh, now again, I'll go straighten up the bathroom or go fold the clothes or start working on another project or sending some text messages or make a phone call. Those are distractions that I have set myself up, as opposed to just following through and saying, focus on leaving and attending my event, my project, my appointment. Does that make sense? So sometimes it's the smallest thing. You'll be focused on time management and then you see an extra activity and then you mess up your time management. Or is that just me? Right? But identify your distraction pattern. How can you improve how you manage distractions? So I gave that example. Knowing that that's my distraction or has been a distraction for me, I've done much better now of saying, no, I'll do that when I get back. Or no, that's going to make me late. So how can you improve how you manage your distractions? Do you put your phone on vibrate? Do you turn off the television? Do you clear out the house or go somewhere else that's quiet to get things done? How can you improve how you do that? And then lastly, consider how your time management can improve your focus. So this ties in together, right? Identify the distraction pattern that you have. It may not be associated with your time. It could be your people, or again, saying yes instead of no, and overcommitting yourself. But how can you improve how you manage the distraction from the focus you need to be putting on your priorities? And then consider how your time management can improve your overall focus. Because you have your priorities set, then you set a certain amount of time for everything you're working on, and how that environment is going to be set up to eliminate the distraction pattern and therefore improve your overall focus. So take some time to look over that today. I want you to just focus on you. You are doing an amazing job. Continue to do what you're doing. Tomorrow, which I hope it is tomorrow, but if it's not, day 6. Day 6 is coming, and we'll be talking about action. So you've moved through most of this already. And if you need to go back and take a look at some of the other sessions, feel free. If you want to check out more about me or Rewire, Renew, Inspire, go to rewirenewinspire.com and subscribe to this channel so that you can follow along with other things that we are posting within the channel. So excited to help you continue to step back, clear that mental clutter, and reconnect with what matters most in this March Through the Madness 7-day reset challenge. Have an amazing day, and I'll see you again on day 6.